कोई एक्सपेक्टेशंस ही नहीं है तो कोई ओवरवेल्म भी नहीं है और कुछ मतलब ना लोगों के एक्सपेक्टेशंस है ना मेरे.
Because he's 16 months. I keep saying he kishki mummy and he says mama.
So I always feel that I should be the center of their world, which I think I'm not, right?
I want to get inside your brain and understand, see what exactly is the problem, right?
Life is beautiful when they cannot speak.
Yeah.
That's why we still laughing so
more
much.
beautiful when they're inside. If your child could truly understand one thing about you as a person and not just as their mom, what would that be?
As simple as the question actually. That I'm not just a mom. I am also an entrepreneur. I'm also a wife.
Wow.
So that dynamic, I really want to make it very clear with my child.
I so kind of resonate with what she's saying. It's just so important for them to know that my dreams didn't die the day they were born. They just literally found company. It just is now, you pick two things up together and you know that you have more strength than you've ever had before. And the diapers and the dreams can coexist. And the very fact that you pack it all together, you get this unknown, unspoken strength from somewhere. On some days it was hard to do both. Like my hands shivered and shook, but I still did it, and I don't regret it for one bit. I didn't let go of them. I didn't let go of me, and I didn't let go of my dreams.
So I think one thing that my daughter really knows and she sees is that I deeply care for my own parents. For me, it's very important to be there for them all the time, and that has happened a lot in the last few years, and she's seen that, and I think that's a good thing.
Basically, we are so conditioned to put our parents on a certain pedestal and talk about them in that light that somewhere our kids forget that we are also humans. So I always make them remember that I am also not a perfect mom. Like super mom is a myth, guys, and it's a trap rather.
Yes.
So I always feel that they should celebrate me in my imperfect moments also. They should also see my struggle along with my success. They should see that I've also had my share of burnouts, and they should learn from that experience.
Tell me about an everyday moment that seems more precious than a big milestone with your little one, or a big one.
Since I'm a new mom, I just go to office for like 3-4 hours. So I make sure I come back home at 5:36 because that's his playtime, and he's down under the building playing with his friends, and that's when he waits for me. He knows that mom will come back. So at 5:36, the timing for me to go down and play with him is the time I will never miss.
That's so precious.
From a very young mom to a mom who has 19-year-old twins and they've gone out for the undergrad, they still don't mind calling me on any random time, and I think they're walking to the class. It's 3 a.m. for all of us, but they'll call me and say, Mama, just look at this one. Or they'll share a meme or maybe a cooking photo or something they're eating right now, and they want to just send me that and ask me what do I think about it. I think those precious moments, they are very joyous for me.
For me, I think it's the bedtime, because that's one time where the maximum connection happens, the maximum talking happens. So we have like this bedtime book we read together, we have gratitude moments, talk about our day. Sometimes she'll tell me a story, sometimes I'll tell her a story. And it ends with like cuddles, and I just feel like, we just summarize the day very well. So that is something, and I'm there for it every single day.
What are you doing as a gratitude practice?
So we have these activities that we do. So I have this bedtime book which we created, where we talk about the day, who we're thankful for. Simple questions like who was kind to you today, not just like how your day was, but were you kind to someone? So those kind of questions that I get to know so much about her day as well.
Mine is both their wake up time and bedtime. Wake up time because I'll wake them up with like a lot of, like a new series that we watched, and I'll wake them up with like a lot of positive affirmation. As a kid, my dad would always wake me up pressing my legs, pressing my back, and I do the same so subconsciously with my girls, and they love it. They just love it. Like now I think they're like abusing the love. We've seen like Call Me Bae and like my name's Bae and I'm gonna slay and your mother is awesome and you are flossom, and they're like, it doesn't say mother is awesome, and I'm like, yeah, but I have to still put it in and all of that. But I also love the bedtime. Both my husband and I try and make it for. And the unspoken, unwritten rule in our house is that even if you've had a bad day, you've had a fight even between two family members, or both of us have got angry, right, mad angry at each other, when it's bedtime, you still come back, you say sorry, you know
sleep over a
you don't
fight.
sleep over a
Oh,
fight,
wow.
and you know it's like a thing, like the sun should never set upon an argument. It's like
So
the
true.
line I go by. And you just have to make up. You still have to come back and cuddle with us at the night. Whether you love us, hate us, you just have to come back home. Hi, Her Circle. Wishing all the mothers a happy Mother's Day.